Middlesbrough's little ray of Brazilian sunshine hasn't yet tasted Premiership success. Borough haven't won in Janino's 3 league appearances. He hasn't scored, but they're all still learning. He's told his teammates he'd like the ball played more to his feet. Well, Borough are unchanged today from the team which suffered a first defeat in their new Riverside Stadium in midweek against Tottenham. Jamie Pollock plays with a bandage protecting a head wound that needed 12 stitches. Middlesbrough might expect much of their boy from the Copacabana, but Liverpool have a homegrown talent too dangerous to ignore. Robbie Fowler, still only 20, is only 2 short of scoring his 50th Premier League goal. And Fowler partnered today by Stan Collymore, who's desperate for the goals that might guarantee him a first-team place. Well, Collymore in because Ian Rush is injured, and with Jamie Redknapp also absent, Jason McAteer retains his place in a Liverpool team that hasn't won in the last 4 matches. Dermot Gallagher, the man with the whistle. And Middlesbrough kick off, having not yet beaten a team in the top 6 of the Premier Division. They lost away to Newcastle and Manchester United and drew away at Arsenal. Liverpool are currently 6th, having slipped down from 3rd after only taking 1 point from the last 9. Janino dispossessed by the veteran England player, Mark Wright. In fact, there are 9 full England internationals and 4 under-21 internationals on the field today. You could get quite a good England 11 out of these 2 teams. Aimed at Fjortoff. Wright won it. Janino. Gets it back from Barmby. Keeps control out to Fjortoff. Went for the shot. Here's Barmby. Barmby's in. Across. They must score. They have. Cox. It's under 2 minutes. And Janino playing no small part, but it's Nicky Barmby in here who gets the better of Ruddock and then selflessly puts it into the path of Neil Cox, who gets his first of the season. Oh, that's just the start that the game demanded. That's found Fjortoff. Just got Barmby in the middle. And he's trying to spread it very wide to Janino and succeeded. Well, they're telling balls, and already the little man has sprinkled his own bit of magic dust on the game. Here's Cox, the goal scorer. Barmby! It's a great save, and Liverpool are thankful to their keeper. David James rescuing Liverpool when that defence had been opened up again. Fowler. McManaman takes over again. Here's McAteer and Rob Jones. Well, now they've got 1 or 2 in the penalty area. And that wasn't where the front 3 were for Liverpool, where the ball was played. Phil Stamp. There's an air of confidence about Middlesbrough, and who can blame them? They've got 1, they might have had 2. Here's Pollock breaking forward. Fjortoff! The flag's up. It wouldn't have counted anyway, but it was another super move. The flag went up straight away when it was knocked into Fjortoff. He just got offside, but the crowd here at Middlesbrough are really getting their hands together in appreciation of some scintillating football by Middlesbrough. Janino. Barmby. Stamp. Janino. Ruddock looks a little bit slow to get across to him. That will go behind for a corner, and I wonder about the fitness of Neil Ruddock, because he didn't really stretch his legs then to go in pursuit of the little Brazilian. Straight into the arms of David James, and Middlesbrough will be disappointed there was nobody to put pressure on the keeper. Finds Fjortoff, and that might find Janino. Oh, bad went crossing. That'll be a free kick and surely a caution. The little man had just nicked it past the defender and looked as if he was about to escape his clutches. It's a yellow card for Bab. Chipped in, Fjortov's header. Well, the crowd is still booing the Bab challenge. But you have to say of Juninho, little as he is at 5'5", he never really makes a fuss about any strong challenges that he's subjected to. Fjortov. Juninho. Now what can he do here? Still he has it. Juninho! Barmby's in! He's like a hot knife through butter. He just seems to cut through defences. You think the tackle's going to come in and they're going to take the ball off him, and somehow he just changes direction. A little swerve. Barnes doesn't get it. Ruddock goes the wrong way, and suddenly he's in. And he did get the touch that might have beaten James. Good quick distribution by Liverpool. Collymore, little touch back. They're delayed too long. Now Juninho. McAteer cuts across him. Fjortov stayed onside. Oh, blistering shot! And Liverpool can play it out in safety. Great strike by the Norwegian international. And you'd have to say David James has rescued Liverpool again. It could have been 3 for Middlesbrough. Pollock. Juninho. Pursued by John Barnes, who won't get to him. Here's Barmby. Looking for Stamp. Juninho. Shot was blocked. Stamp. Fjortov. Oh, Ruddock wanted 2 touches. Ruddock could have cleared it. He had 1 touch and then was setting himself up to hook it out. And he almost conspired to create an opening for Fjortov. There's the first touch. And David James has been the busiest man on the field in this first half. And Liverpool will know that they go in at half-time rather fortunate to be only 1 goal down. Neil Cox the scorer, but there's no doubt who the architect was. Indeed, the man who's been the inspiration for Middlesbrough. Little Juninho, Brazil's player of the year. And Liverpool have got to find a way in the second half of dealing with him. Otherwise, they're going to get nothing here on Teesside this afternoon. It's Middlesbrough 1, Liverpool 0, but only just. And how will Liverpool cope this second examination of Juninho's sorcery? Middlesbrough with the meanest defence in the Premier League, better than Arsenal's, Newcastle's, Manchester United's, or Liverpool's. Their problems really have been at the other end. Only 12 goals scored compared to 26 by Liverpool in the same number of games. But it's Borough with their noses in front, and can they now extend that lead and make the game and the points safe? Well, the referee Dermot Gallagher has had a change of kit at half-time after Middlesbrough complained about it. Vickers with the header, helped on by Stamp. Fjortov not sure where it is. James has come a long way and he's missed it. Fjortov. If he'd been a bit cooler, Fjortov, he could have set Juninho away for his goal. James had committed himself with a reckless run out of his area. And Fjortov went for what he thought was an open goal, where just a moment's hesitation, he'd have seen that Juninho was sprinting into a clear position and must surely have scored. McManaman. Fowler. Collymore. Not a bad shot. Well, at least you could say that Gary Walsh has had to make a save that was marginally difficult. But it's taken Liverpool a long time to produce even that. McManaman, Pollock in pursuit, runs across him to make it difficult, and gets the free kick. The face is contorted in disagreement, but it is a free kick to Liverpool. Didn't get it over the wall. Back in by McAteer. Walsh came a long way and out of his area to head it. Oh, he handled it outside the area, did he? Liverpool have surrounded Dermot Gallagher, and they're suggesting, I think, that Gary Walsh handled that ball outside his area. And now Middlesbrough going to undo all their good work. He's calling the Middlesbrough keeper to him. Well, he'd be annoyed with himself, Gary Walsh. But if he did handle that, and that's the way Dermot Gallagher saw it, surely he's got to go. He stays on the field. It's a yellow card, and it's a talking point. But it's Ruddock, a thumper. Walsh has saved it. Well, you think that Gary Walsh is a lucky man. He's kept his goal intact, and he's still on the field. And Roy Evans, having got Liverpool very much back into the good habits of old, will be very disappointed with the way his side have performed here. Well, maybe they can produce something with another free kick. In the air at last. Neil Ruddock up for the free kick, and Middlesbrough's defence is breached. There'll be questions asked. McAteer, who got free of Morris, and for once neither Vickers nor Nigel Pearson nor Craig Liddell have managed to get themselves in front of Neil Ruddock. It's his third goal of the season. Will get to it. It's loose. Barmby! The perfect response. Middlesbrough just rolled up their sleeves and went down the other end and re-established their lead. The ball from Cox, maybe fortunate there that it hit the heels of Ruddock, and it couldn't have fallen more invitingly for Barmby, but he's not going to miss one of those. His fifth goal of the season. McManaman. Stamp got in. John Barnes. This is Harkness. Collymore chests it down. Fowler! Good strike. It's virtually the first time that they've linked together successfully. And Fowler, who has scored 62 goals for Liverpool in 112 previous appearances. It's a tremendous strike record. With really his first opportunity. Well, let's hope Middlesbrough haven't made the mistake of thinking the game's over and sitting back in defence to run out what remains of it, because that just invites Liverpool to come at them. Collymore, it got over the defender, but it took Collymore wide. McAteer. Fowler. McManaman, no offside! Oh, he's missed it! Middlesbrough are furious with the linesman, but they're off the hook anyway. How did McManaman miss it? And there would have been a row if that had gone in, because, well, I don't think he was offside, was he? Middlesbrough certainly feel that he was, but the flag stayed down, and the linesman had the best view of it, and I think he was right. McManaman shows some nifty footwork, trying to tee it up for somebody. McAteer, now they're in tight, blocked by Vickers, and Gary Walsh says thank you. Well, they've had a sterling match in the heart of that Middlesbrough defence, both Steve Vickers and Nigel Pearson. Just knocked up by Babb. Where Ruddock was waiting, though. Harkness. McManaman. This is Ruddock. Not a bad effort. Walsh was grateful for where it was. Had a good clear view of it. Well, Dermot Gallagher keeps checking the watch. The crowd keep whistling. But the game continues. Juninho. Barmby. James has come. Wants to tee it up for Juninho. Juninho! Shot was blocked by Babb. If it had come earlier from Barmby, maybe that was the opening that Juninho was waiting for. That would be the perfect finale to the afternoon for Middlesbrough if the little Brazilian was to score. And there's the whistle. Middlesbrough have inflicted yet another defeat on Liverpool, and they have finally defeated a team in the top 6 of the Premier Division. The customary handshakes. Brian Robson will be delighted with his team's performance. Right from the kick-off, they took the game to Liverpool and always looked the better side, although they had to hang on at the end. Juninho was the star of the first half, faded a bit in the second when Liverpool got to grips with him. The goals from Cox inside 2 minutes, and then Barmby when Middlesbrough produced that very quick response to the equalising goal by Neil Ruddock. But no doubt that Middlesbrough deserved the 3 points. Middlesbrough 2, Liverpool 1.
I thought it was a cracking game. You know, when you're a football manager, you know, I'm only new at the game, but when teams play like that, I really enjoy the game, and it was a joy to watch.
If I take any encouragement out of it, that we rolled our sleeves up and we battled really hard, got back in the game, and probably the game was there for us to win after that. Although, talking about the first half, you have to be fair to them, they could have been out of it.
You brought Juninho to this country. You give us a summary of his first half performance.
First half, yeah, he was class. You know, he was behind a lot of our moves. But I thought Barmby and Stamp, their movement as well, helped Juninho, you know, because they opened up the space for him.
Oh, he's different class, you know, even in training, you know. The good thing is he's such a nice fella, you know, off the field, and, you know, he's settled in well. The lads have made him feel welcome, as you saw today. I mean, running with the ball, you know, he's brilliant, and it's a joy to play with him.
Sure it is.
Manchester City Revival took to the road today and arrived at Middlesbrough with a defence beaten only once in 5 games and a Georgian mid. But by half-time, the scores were level. Steve Vickers' cross deflected, Nicky Barmby taking full advantage. City kept Gary Walsh warm in the Middlesbrough goal throughout, but the balance tilted just after half-time. Phil Stamp put his mark on the game with a fine solo effort. It was a first goal for Stamp, who won't be 20 until next week. Alan Ball said afterwards that he admired a lot that his team had done, but hadn't enjoyed their naivety. That was illustrated 60 seconds later when Jan-Åge Fjortoft's cross found Barmby unmarked. A rare-headed goal for him. 3-1 to Middlesbrough, and still a goal to come that justified the faith that bought 1,000 shirts. Young Stamp made...
It's always nice to score and to score too. You know, I was always trying to look for my hat-trick. In the end, I was running around trying to get it, but it wanted to be, but to score too.
You a fan, Trevor? The little Brazilian?
Oh yeah, I think he's one of the world's great players, and I think it's terrific to have him playing in the Premiership along with 1 or 2 other outstanding players, and they've really added to the league, I feel, this season.
This must be a great result for Middlesbrough. No Nicky Barmby yesterday. Everyone's saying how an important player he is. So to go into a game like this and come out with 4 goals, that must be a good boost to your confidence without a star player.
Great win. I mean, West Ham seem to be having problems without Alvin Martin. Whenever he's not there, it's a problem for them. That's fantastic skill again, isn't it?
He loves to run with it, doesn't he? And don't defenders hate that more than anything?
He's a little bit fortunate there, but this is, once again, great play from Cox. A player I know that you like very much, Andy.
He was at Villa with us as a kid.
Great celebration.
That's Juninho-type skills,
isn't it? I'm just thinking that the next goal, the third goal, Trevor, is one that we talk about them playing 3 at the back, and it allows both full-backs to push up. And I think this is a great example of what this system allows you. Because when Cox is crossing this in, who's on the other end of it? The other full-back on the other side. And that's what that system does allow you to do.
Not only is he there, but it's a very well-directed header. He's all of, what, 10, 11, possibly 12 yards out, and he directs it back across goal.
Super header, yeah.
Klosko doesn't move.
Well, they move in a minute to pick it out the back of the net, won't they? Did I see a shot of Robbo in there? Was that Robbo in the pitch?
Yes, played yesterday.
He played yesterday? Well, he might pick himself next week then.
And this is a typical Tony Cox goal, isn't it?
200 goals and 150 of them are a bit like that. But do you see Middlesbrough being able to sustain the type of form they've shown, Trevor, and realistically pushing for a European place? I'm sure that Robbo would have thought beginning of the season, we consolidate, maybe top 10, would be happy with that.
I really felt that if Middlesbrough finished halfway, Brown would be pleased, but I would think at the moment, you know, sort of going into the new year, he's now looking for a top 6 finish.
Do you think it's realistic? Can they do it, from what you've seen?
It's realistic. I mean, when I said about finishing halfway, I wasn't aware that Janino was going to be bought, and he's had a major contribution. It's possible, because the one thing they do well is they defend very well.
Yeah. That's been the secret. But for Harry Hammers, a couple of results. Oh, wait a minute, this is the one. Here's a collector's item. Janino being booked for a tackle.
Falling on, wasn't it?
On Julian Dix. Well, amazing what you get booked for these days. I think Trevor Francis might have got booked a couple of times these days if he'd have been playing.
That's a good finish too from Julian Dix.
Good strike. But I wonder if he'll be a little bit anxious, Harry, down there, with a couple of results going his way, or not going his way.